We're going to explain how to serialize foreign key objects in Django REST Framework. This is a common task when building APIs, as you often need to represent relationships between different models in your serialized data. Let's break down how to handle this effectively. 1. Understanding the problem. When you have a model with a foreign key to another model, e.g., a blog post model with a foreign key to an author model, a simple serializer for blog post won't automatically include the author's details. It'll only include the author's ID. To get the author's name or other attributes, you need to tell the serializer how to handle this relationship. 2. Nested serializers. The most straightforward approach is to use nested serializers. This involves creating a separate serializer for the author model. Let's call it author serializer. Then, in your blog post serializer, you'll define a field that uses the author serializer. This will automatically serialize the related author object, embedding its data within the blog post representation. You achieve this using the serializer attribute and defining the author serializer explicitly in the field definition. 3. Primary key-related field. For simpler scenarios, you might only need the ID of the related object. Django REST Framework provides primary key-related field for this purpose. This field will only serialize the primary key of the foreign key object instead of the entire nested object, making the response lighter and faster. However, you might only need the primary key. This keeps the serialized output compact. 4. Hyperlinked related field. If you prefer to work with URLs instead of IDs, hyperlinked related field is the solution. This field will serialize a URL pointing to the detail view of the related object. This is beneficial for representing relationships when working with hypermedia APIs. The downside is you will need to configure URL patterns accordingly. 5. Serializer method field. If your desired representation of the foreign key involves custom logic or needs to access information from multiple models, you should use serializer method field. This field lets you define a custom method that will be called to populate the field's value. This allows for flexible data representation and computation directly within the serializer. 6. Read-only fields. If the foreign key field should not be editable via the API, common for relationships, set the read-only true attribute in the field's definition. This will prevent accidental modifications through the API endpoint. In summary, Django REST Framework offers several ways to serialize foreign key relationships, each with its strengths and weaknesses. Choosing the right approach depends on your specific needs. Whether you need the full related object data, just the ID, a URL to the object, or a custom representation. You can select the approach that best suits your API design and performance requirements. Remember to import the necessary fields from REST Framework.serializers to make these techniques work.